Afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us. You're watching NTV at 1. My name is Zainab Ismail. Well, it is the final day of the United Nations Environment Assembly, and President Uhuru Kenyatta was expected at the closing plenary, will not be attending today. Our NTV's senior science editor Zainab Wandati is at the site for us. Zainab, good afternoon. Good to see you. Why is the head of state not attending today, and have any resolutions been adopted yet?
Actually, we also are expecting the president to show up today for the closing plenary, which should be beginning this afternoon. But earlier on in the day, CS Keriako Tobiko read his speech on his behalf when he was addressing the high-level ministerial segment. And in his statement, he said that the president will come tomorrow for the UNEP at 50 instead of today for the closing plenary. I think maybe it must have been difficult for the president to be here today and also come tomorrow, because tomorrow UNEA itself ends today, and then tomorrow the UN at 50 begins. So we hope that the president will show up here for the UN at 50. So today the resolutions, they are supposed to close this assembly today and adopt resolutions, and the resolutions are about 11 resolutions built around 3 key areas. That's climate change, waste management such as plastics, which is a very, very big deal for the assembly here, as well as I said climate change, plastic waste, and also biodiversity loss. 3 key things that the world is dealing with today. So this plastic resolution has actually generated a lot of heated debate amongst the ministers, amongst the stakeholders here, and Kenya is pushing to support that agenda on plastic waste, especially because the government has put in place a policy that is trying to implement a policy on this circular economy on plastic waste. And I did manage to catch up with the PS for Environment, PS Chris Kipto, and we talked a little bit about this, and this is just an excerpt of that conversation.
But we think that a legally binding and internationally legally binding agreement on plastic would be better, because it will require every country to deal with it. So even some of our countries in the region would be required, because they will be members. And for us, that would really be good. And we want this legally binding agreement not just to deal with the issue of dealing with plastic pollution. What is more important is to start to look at the entire circularity. In other words, the life cycle of the plastic, from extraction of fossil fuel, production of the plastic themselves in factories, distribution, and in consumption, where the consumers are using the plastics in one way or the other, and then dumping. So if we look at the entire life cycle, it would fit very well with our new policy, which we have embraced on waste management policy, which was approved by Cabinet last year, and a bill was taken to Parliament on waste management. We are happy and we thank Parliament, the National Assembly, because last week it passed that bill on waste management, and has now been taken to Senate.
That bill that the PS is talking about, yes, it's currently at the Senate, and it's looking to have Kenyans segregate their waste at source, adopt a kind of circular lifestyle which Kenyans are not used to. So you'll be required as a Kenyan to separate your waste in the house, plastics, candle, recyclables, candle, glasses, candle, like that, so that by the time it's going into the landfill, actually the government is looking to cut out that landfill bit altogether. So to implement this policy, Kenya needs this resolution on plastics adopted at this UNEA, so that it can fast track the implementation of that policy. And also the matter of climate change is key, because